Index number MU18162. So today we are going to be growing from prehistoric music right up to today's electronic or digital, looking at the changes in technology and impact human society. With modern society rapidly advancing, we are going to take a look at how we got him, what made it possible to use technology for music that we have today. Prehistoric music and music of Egypt. Findings from Paleolithic archaeology sites suggest that prehistoric people used carving and piercing tools to create instruments. Archaeologists have found Paleolithic flutes carved from bones in which lateral holes have been pierced. The Duje bear flute, carved from a cave bear femur, is thought to be at least 40,000 years old. Instruments such as the seven-holed flute and various types of stringed instruments such as the Ravana Hatha have been recovered from the Indus Valley Civilization archaeological sites. India has one of the oldest musical traditions in the world. References to Indian classical music are found in the Vedas, ancient scriptures of the Hindu tradition. The earliest and largest collection of prehistoric musical instruments was found in China and dates back to between 7000 and 6600 BC. In prehistoric Egypt, music and chanting were commonly used in magic and rituals, and small shells were used as whistles. When funerary chants played an important role in Egyptian religion and were accompanied by clappers and possibly the flute. The most reliable evidence of instrument technologies dates from the Old Kingdom, when technologies for constructing harps, flutes, and double clarinets were developed. Percussion instruments, lyres and lutes, were used by the Middle Kingdom. Metal cymbals were used by ancient Egyptians. In the early 21st century, interest in the music of the Pharaonic period began to grow, inspired by the research of such foreign-born musicologists as Hans Hickman. By the early 21st century, Egyptian musicians and musicologists, led by the musicology professor Khairi El Mold at Helwan University in Cairo, had begun to reconstruct musical instruments of ancient Egypt, a project that is ongoing. Madhuanti.
Index number 18231, references in the Bible and ancient Greece. According to the scriptures, Jubal was the father of harpist and organist. The harp was among the chief instruments and the favorite of David, and it is referred to more than 50 times in the Bible. It was used at both joyful and mournful ceremonies, and its use was raised to its highest perfection under David. Lockyer adds that it was the sweet music of the harp that often disposed soul of his melancholy. In addition to those, there was the psaltery, another stringed instrument, which is referred to almost 30 times in scripture. According to Joseph's, it had 12 strings and was played with the quill, not with the hand. Another writer suggests that it was like a guitar, but with the flat triangular form and strung from side to side. In ancient Greece, instrument in all music can be divided into three categories: incomplete, short citation, based on how sound is produced, string, wind, and percussion. The following were among the instruments used in the music of ancient Greece: the lyre, strummed and occasionally plucked string instruments, essentially held cedar built on a tortoise shell frame, generally with seven or more strings tuned to the notes of one of the modes. The lyre was used to accompany others or even oneself for recitation and song. The kithara, also strummed string instrument, more complicated than the lyre. It had a box type frame with strings stretched from the crossbar at the top to the sounding box at the bottom. It was held upright and played with the plectrum. Krishka?
MU 18167 Middle Ages Music, Renaissance Music. In the early centuries of the medieval era, these chants were taught and spread by oral tradition. The earliest medieval music did not have any kind of national system or writing down melodies. As Rome tried to standardize various chants across vast distance of its empire, a form of music notation was needed to write down entire melodies. Various signs written above the chant text, called neumes, were introduced. By the 9th century, it was firmly established as the primary method of musical notation. The next development is musical notation was hated neumes, in which neumes were carefully placed at different height in relation to each other. This allowed the neumes to give a route indication of the size of a given interval as well as the direction. Around 1450, the printing press was invented, which made printed sheet much music less expensive and easier to mass produce invention of the printing press. All notated music was laboratory in increased available of printed sheet music helped to spread musical system for quickly and across a larger geography area. Reed pipe made from a single short length of cane with a mouthpiece, 4 or 5 finger holes, and reed fashioned from it. The reed is made by cutting out a small tongue, but leaving the base attached. It is the predecessor of the saxophone and the clarinet. Hornpipe, same as a reed pipe, but with a bell at the end. Mihiri.
MU 18108 Baroque era of music and classicism. During the Baroque era of music, ca. 1600-1700, technology for keyboard instruments developed, which led to improvement in the design of pipe, organ, and harpsichord, and to the development of the first piano. During the Baroque period, organ builder development new types of pipes and reeds that created new tonal colors. Organ builder fashioned new stops that imitated bass instruments such as the viola, the gamba. Harpsichord builder in the southern Netherlands built instruments with two keyboards which could be used for transposition. These Flemish instruments served as the model for Baroque era harpsichord constructions in other nations. In France, the double keyboards were adapted to control different voices of string, making a more musically flexible instrument. For about 1719 onward, the Mozart era piano underwent transcends change that led to the modern form of the instrument. This revolution was in response to a preparation by composer and pianist for a more powerful sustained piano sound, and made possible by the organic industrial revolution with renaissance such as high quality steel piano wire for string and precision casting for the production of wireframes. Anarkali.
Hello everyone, my index number is MU18140. I'm going to talk about the Romantic music and 20th, 21st century music. During the Romantic music era, 1810 to 1900, one of the key ways that new compositions became known to the public was by the sales of sheet music, which amateur music lovers could perform at home on their piano or in chamber music groups, such as string quartets. Saxophones began to appear in some 19th century orchestra scores with music. There was a vast increase in music listening as the radio gained popularity and phonographs were used to replay and distribute music. The invention of sound recording and the ability to edit music gave rise to new subgenre of classical music, including the acousmatic and music concrete schools of electronic composition. Sound recording was also a major influence on the development of popular music genres because it enabled recordings of songs and bands to be widely distributed. In the 2000s, the modern orchestra became standardized with a modern instrumentation that includes a string section, woodwinds, brass instruments, percussion, piano, cellist, and even. For some 20th century or 21st century works, electric instruments such as electric guitar, electric bass, and or electronic instruments such as the theremin or synthesizer. Thank you. Apsara.
Electric and electromechanical and electronic or digital. Electric music technology refers to musical instruments and recording devices that use electrical circuits, which are often combined with mechanical technologies. Examples of electric musical instruments include the electromechanical electric piano, the electric guitar, the electromechanical Hammond organ, and the electric bass. None of these electric instruments produce a sound that is audible by the performer or audience in a performance setting unless they are connected to instrument amplifiers and loudspeakers cabinet, which made them sound loud enough for performers and the audience to hear. An electric piano is an electric musical instrument which produces sounds when a performer presses the keys of the piano style musical keyboard. An electric guitar is a guitar that uses a pickup to convert the vibration of its strings into electrical impulses. The most common guitar pickup uses the principle of direct electromagnetic induction. The Hammond organ is an electric organ invented by Lawrence Hammond and John M. Hannard and first manufactured in 1935. Various models have been produced, most of which use sliding drawbars to create a variety of sounds. The electric bass or bass guitar was invented in the 1930s, but it did not become commercially successful or widely used until the 1950s. But it did not become it is a stringed instrument played primarily with the fingers or thumb by plucking, slapping, popping, strumming, tapping, thumping, or picking with a plectrum, often known as a pick. Electronic or digital music technology is any device, such as a computer, an electronic effects unit or software, that is used by a musician or composer to help make or perform music. The term usually refers to the use of electronic device, computer hardware or computer software that is used in the performance, playback, recording, composition, sound recording, and reproduction, mixing, analysis, and editing of music. So we hope you guys enjoy our presentation and got more details about music technology. Thank you.